people to thank and a few things that I would like to say. I did realize yesterday that I'm up to at least a 14 font on my notes for this stuff that I've liked. Hopefully it doesn't keep going up. But thank you, Congressman Burchett. That means a lot to us that you're here today. I consider you a friend and a great leader of our community and representative of East Tennessee. And also thank you to our other speakers, Buddy Himes is a great chair, and Commissioner Beeler, those are very inspiring words. Mayor Glenn Jacobs, thank you for your leadership. And Commissioner Roth, it means a lot to us that we have such a strong partnership with the state of Tennessee, and that you made the effort with your top staff to come over here today and be with us. Thank you very much. Today is truly a day of celebration, which you've already heard, or if you hadn't heard, it's been a very long time in the making. I feel certain that there were days and moments along the time when many of us, and maybe even sometimes myself, doubted whether or not we could ever get to this point. But, we were always able to surround ourselves with good people. And people that I believe always had Knox County's best interests at heart, and still do. And we would regroup, we'd readjust, and we'd double our efforts and move forward. We've got a very small staff at the Development Corporation, and I'm very proud of them. But obviously there's some very practical limits to what we can achieve by ourselves. So our success is really, in no small measure, has been and will continue to be because of the support of our board, our local government leaders, our economic development partners, many of whom here today, and obviously our private sector partners. In fact, the private sector is really what drives our economy and makes everything else work. Like most successful organizations, they rely on those relationships and teamwork. And Midway Business Park has been and will continue to be a team effort. So in recognition and celebration of that team effort, I do want to take a few moments, and I hope you all bear with me, because there's some very important people and entities and organizations that help make this business park a reality. Obviously, the Development Corporation staff, and Brenda and Ray are here today, and thank you so much. You mean a lot to me. Our organization primarily exists to, obviously the board, right? The board of directors that are here. We also have some former board members here. I do want to point out one, Roger Osmond. Roger's a friend. He was our board chair for a long time, and I'm sorry, it's weird. It's an important day for me. But anyway, Roger's an important friend and really led us through a long part through this, and thank you very much. Our organization primarily exists to provide economic development support to Knox County, the city of Knox, and we obviously need and count on their support as well. Local government, Buddy said where the rubber meets the road. To me, nothing better describes local government than where the rubber meets the road. I mean, it's the county mayors, Mayor Jacobs, also, former mayor, now Congressman Tim Burchett. I remember being on vacation. I got a phone call with you, and you go, "Todd, it's Tim." "Yes, sir." He goes, "I think it's time. Let's get this thing going." And we did, and he didn't get behind me, he actually got in front of me, and got this thing out of this center, and enabled us to move forward. And ultimately, as he said, I think we got a much better project actually than we had when we started. I'm very proud of it. And Knox County Commission, I think we've been blessed to have the commissioners that we have and leadership. We don't always agree with every decision they make, but that's just the way, elected government works, and we're blessed. I want to thank the chamber. The chamber is not only to help make today's possible, and that's very important. I want to thank Lindsay Wilson and her staff, Vinci, but really the chamber's been our longtime supporter and our economic development partner. And I want to recognize Mike Odom, who's here, Doug Lawyer, the rest of the economic development team. Also want to mention Mike Edwards. Mike couldn't be here today. Mike was there with us in that church. Somebody put a box on him. He had a pretty rough year after that. So really respect Mike for that. So unless you're familiar with design and construction, it's not typically understood really how much work and effort goes into designing and constructing that is necessary to undertake and deliver on the project's magnitude. I mean, every detail, you're like, oh my gosh, when's it gonna stop? but you just keep going, right? We have great people around us. First off, I want to recognize KUB. They're the utility provider for this area, except for telecommunications. And I know Alan's here today with AT&T, but AT&T and Comcast are important partners. They were partners with us, and I know it wasn't something they necessarily wanted to do, but they got behind us and got those utilities relocated when we rebuilt the road. And one of the primary reasons, and KUB then provides all that other utilities, but one of the primary reasons that this property was even here and had a few houses on it, we bought more than our fair share, was because it didn't have some of the important utilities. It didn't have sewer, didn't have natural gas. So we partnered with KUB in the design, ultimately in the construction of 2.4 miles of sanitary sewer and natural gas. We started at Carter High School. So those of you who know this area, you know where Carter High School, that's a long ways. With force main and gravity sewer to make this park happen. Couldn't happen without it. Couldn't happen without local government. Couldn't happen without our utility provider. And KUB is not only the utility provider, but also the strong support of economic development. I do want to recognize, I don't know that Gabe made it today, but I know there's several members of the KUB team here. I appreciate them. I want to mention a few that we work very closely with, and I know I'm going to miss somebody, but I do want to mention John Petrowski, Tim Branson, Dwayne Fry, and Curtis Canassa. All been with us. TVA, strong support. I don't know if anybody from TVA here today, but we are really fortunate. TVA, unless you've worked with them, you won't know how good their economic development efforts are throughout the valley. We're very blessed in that way. Oh, there we go. And I'm sorry with their engineers. Again, I'm sorry, bear with me, but this is their day too. I mean, really, as much as it is ours. So Vaughn and Melton, David Harrell's here with Vaughn and Melton. Been with us from the very beginning. They are our primary project engineer. They've also done construction engineering and inspection. I want to mention David, Ryan Henley, Brent Johnson, Tony Rowe, Noah Claybo, and Ronnie Mullins. IBI Placemaking. They had a different name when we got started, but I want to mention Cliff Ruggs and Nathan Hunter. So part of the reason this park looks so good and it's continuing to get better, we actually apparently have just-in-time landscaping going on. I think the entrance, I didn't know that was possible, but it's really their efforts. And really one of the things you all help make this place look great. S&ME, geotechnical and environmental engineering, I know we got some people. And Cannon has been a big partner. They did the design for the force main, the sewer, natural gas extension, the electrical design, and some other things on this project. So really appreciate you all being here and what you submit to this project. And last but by no means least is our general contractor. Our general contractor, some of you may have never heard of him. When I first heard of him, I thought, why in the world we have a landscaper getting ready to build a business park? But the name of the company is East Tennessee Turf and Landscaper out of Morristown. Nick Overbay is here, the owner, his brother Tyler Overbay, and Daryl Countess. Daryl's the project manager. And I really can't say enough good things about these guys. Their integrity, commitment, and trying to do it right in such a way as to please their customers. Thank you guys and the rest of your crew. There's a saying that some would call cliche, but I'm sure most of you heard it before. Day out couldn't be more fitting, and it bears repeating. It states, teamwork makes the dream work. So I say thank you, team. You've helped us make this dream reality, and you have a lot to be proud of. So I believe today is hopefully, and it will be, the first of many celebrations. We didn't build this business park for walking trails, although it's a great asset, or to be able to have, graded lots. We built it to be used to help attract new businesses and to keep existing businesses here as they need locations, as Commissioner Ross says, where they can grow and expand and ultimately create jobs. As we continue this journey, we're going about recruiting and considering what businesses to locate here. At times it's going to take what I would call courageous patience, and that's hard. I'm not a real patient person myself, but we want to make sure that we use this asset, which is actually a limited asset, in such a way that creates the best long-term economic benefit for Knox County. Good jobs, high wages, and capital investment. So I want to thank all of you for being here today. And before we dismiss, I would ask that our speakers and board members please hang around for some photos. So thanks again. Appreciate you being here to celebrate, and with that, we're dismissed.